In this video we're going to talk about what healing is and how to heal. We ask you to consider returning the energy shared in these videos through PayPal or Patreon to unlock flow for yourself and so that we can continue sharing the source truth and guidance. More empowerment and clarity to you. You will see that healing is essentially just change towards the better when it comes to your physical body and your mind. It's just a different aspect of change. And all source players can heal. Whatever that is out of balance in them, they can heal. And you can't really say that about everyone in this world. A source player can't lose a limb. So we're very fortunate like that. Anything else that could possibly be wrong with a source player, let's say that they, for example, bad eyesight, hair loss, any sickness in the physical body, any mental imbalance, everything can come into balance again. And the process is pretty much the same as any other change you would ever make. So do not confuse it. Do not think that it's going to be difficult. Often it is. A very simple thing. But if you can reflect on how you make change and use the same process and understand that it is a process, it can take a second if you're powerful enough, but it can take a couple of weeks or longer. But when the subconscious is programmed, then the change will happen. And there are equally as many ways of making this type of change as there is of making any other type of change. Your frequency and your creativity with it can potentially be infinite. So let's say that your elbow hurts or your neck feels a little stiff. Well, at that place on your body, you would feel the pain. Essentially, you want to replace that with just a neutral, normal feeling elbow or neck. If it was your eyesight, you would replace what is there now, which is poor eyesight, with just normal good eyesight. And how do you go about making that change? Well, like I said, there are infinitely many ways. And when you understand that, and when you have a couple of examples, then you can learn to be free-flowing about it. You can gain a very high consciousness about what change essentially is. And it's all subconscious. Essentially, it is only a subconscious body that is holding a piece of programming in regards to a given issue. And if that programming is changed, then the issue and the symptoms will change. And the same thing goes for this type of change as with any other type of change. Focus on the one that matters to you. If you don't care about your eyesight being poor, you don't care about having to wear glasses in any situation or change into contacts. If you don't see any real value in not having that issue, then you're not going to be able to have the energy to fix it. But if you see the value of it, and that is a change that you truly want and care about, then you will eventually succeed. And you might not have the skill right away to make it happen, but you will start the process of practicing. You will start gaining consciousness about how to make that type of change. And you use your intent. Intent on what you want, and make sure it's a strong intent. Take all relevant things into consideration. It's a change you want, it's a change you intend to experience, it's a change you deserve to have, it's a change you intend to make. So you see, it's all just programming. You're now becoming a powerful programmer. And it's possible to be high frequency without having a very complete tool belt of ways to make change. But you would benefit a lot from having a complete tool belt if you find that valuable. It's going to take a lot of work, but the tools and the consciousness around them are a lot simpler than you think, and they're just waiting to be discovered. Essentially, health is wealth, and they are both happening in the moment. If you can release any programming that wants to keep things out of balance, out of the moment, and program it back into the moment, then you have health and you have wealth. And any unbeneficial subconscious programming can be considered trauma. And it doesn't need to sound as extreme as it sounds, but it's essentially you that have perceived something in a low frequency way. You have misunderstood a truth, and it could have happened many times throughout your life. You heard something or saw something and you thought it to be true. Then your subconscious would have been programmed with something unbeneficial, and it could be considered a slight trauma or extreme trauma if it is very unbeneficial. And if you recognize that you are experiencing some trauma, recognize if there would be any true value in overcoming it. Many things are going to fix themselves. Some things might. And many things you can fix efficiently in a very short time frame, if you want to. As a powerful source player, you would be a powerful programmer, meaning that you would also be a powerful healer. And to become a powerful healer, you need a lot of practice. And you do not need to be afraid that this practice is going to harm you in any significant way. Yeah, you might do some mistakes along the way and suddenly your elbow hurts a little bit, if you understand, but could you potentially resonate with making a big mess for yourself when you're sitting there and trying to raise your frequency and do something beneficial? You might encounter some small little mistakes, and that's just the way it is. If you want to become a powerful healer, you have to practice. And whenever you practice and learn to master something, you might do some mistakes. And you're a source player, it's not going to be something that isn't to expect if you are going to practice becoming a powerful healer. It's nothing to be afraid of. You just think about what you want and do what you need to do to get there. Also understand that you would benefit from having a good source-self connection. Always. That's just the way it is. And you would benefit from having a good source-self connection as you're dealing with your issues. If you have any bigger health issues, they can often be dealt with in a simpler and easier way than you think. Look at your food choices, look at your lifestyle, and things will naturally come into balance when things aren't tempered with too much. If you have appointments with doctors and you're taking care of it, use your good source-self connection, use your intent to understand what you should be doing for you to achieve what you want to achieve. Health. But most importantly, use your intent on getting through it as a stronger source player on the other side of it. And stay aware of your energies and what you are investing them into. There can be many different approaches to change. Some of them might be very high frequency, very beneficial, get the change made very quickly and efficiently. Some of them might not, and they might rather cause you more energy than necessary. So stay aware and intend to have a high frequency, efficient solution. If you have benefited from this content, consider returning the energy through PayPal or Patreon. You get out of this whatever you put in. More empowerment and clarity to you. Thank you.